Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport. The KEEL Morning Show with Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Breaking news and trending talk on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 3 past 6 o'clock, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin. Local news. Erin's got plenty, and it is next.
Could the MPC become a thing of the past? A water main burst leaves a town without water. We'll talk about that. And lots of scouts show up to honor one of their own.
Erin says, I've got the first segment. She says, I've got the first segment, and it's awesome. Actually,
OMG.
Her quote is, I've got the first segment, and it's greatness.
It is greatness.
That's up next, plus Fletcher and sports and traffic and weather, and it's all this hour, and it's right here on KEEL.
I need to get that on the website before the first segment. Let's see if I can do it.
The KEEL Morning Report, now on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Could the MPC become a thing of the past? The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says the council can legally set its own planning commission and thinks the city can do a better job and be more responsible. A study on the feasibility of the new department will take about 45 days. A water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. Matt Parker with that.
The town of Blanchard was without water most of the day Tuesday due to a broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from a Caddo Lake treatment plant. Crews were able to restore service later in the evening. However, the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipe during repairs. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. Mayor Jim Galambos has put in for a grant to run another water line to the town to prevent any more situations like this one. From 1017 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Dozens of Boy Scouts showed up to honor one of their own. 11-year-old Thomas Larry was one of 3 scouts who died in a tragic accident on Lake of the Pines. Thomas's parents decided to donate his organs to help save other lives. A flag was flown at the hospital while Larry's organs were harvested. Scouts gathered to pray and recite the Boy Scout pledge to remember their brother scout. The flag was then lowered and presented to Larry's family. His uncle, Father Braun, telling KTBS,
"These boys were all known for their characteristic friendliness, their cheerfulness, and they would want us to keep a smile on our faces."
Doctors say Larry's heart, liver, and kidneys are just some of the organs that will be donated. More cases of West Nile popping up locally. After a fairly quiet year, several cases of the virus are now being reported in our area. There's 1 case of West Nile being reported in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier. Officials say the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant waters. A man is locked up after leading police on a high-speed chase through Shreveport. Marco Glass apparently attempted to carjack 2 vehicles. It happened just before noon Tuesday when police spotted a car speeding through downtown. When they tried to pull that car over, Glass allegedly led them on a chase on I-49 before crashing on Kings Highway. The controversy over how pumps operated in the city of New Orleans during the weekend flooding is not over. The city council called a meeting just before Sewer and Water Board Director Cedric Grant announced his retirement, saying he'd learned his staff had not been honest about the event. The board superintendent, Joe Becker, said the system is not designed to handle that much rain in a short period of time.
The challenge that you're asking me is to be able to drain 9.43 inches of rain in a 3-hour period without having any flooding. Then I need a massive expansion of the drainage system. I need like 400 and 500 more pumps.
New Zealand's Prime Minister Bill English says President Donald Trump's comments about North Korea are not helpful and more likely to escalate the situation than to settle it. Trump has vowed to answer North Korea with fire and fury if North Korea continues to threaten the U.S. LSU senior quarterback Danny Etling likes the progress the Tigers are making during preseason camp. The Bayou Bengals are in training camp mode for the rest of this week and next. Then the school starts on Monday, August 21st. Etling says the goal is to get better every day.
From Saturday to yesterday, there's a huge improvement I saw in what we were trying to do. And then from last practice to this morning, I saw an improvement. So what we have to do these next 9 days is to continue to improve every single day and make sure that we have a sense of urgency before we start school so that we can keep working on ourselves before we start the game plans.
A California woman who sued her plastic surgeon after photos of her breasts surfaced on the internet has been awarded $18,000. The woman wanted $300,000, contending that a Fresno surgeon was negligent in letting the photos get out. Cloudy today, could see another shower popping up, high about 84. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 9 past 6 o'clock, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Ooh, Wednesday. Morning traffic. Wednesday already. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 eastbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
I'm here. I'm just a little,
Scared?
1017 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 12 after 6 o'clock. And you can listen, you can download the app for free. You can
You better stop saying download right now.
It's a free app.
Let me just
Presented by Office Furniture Stores.
Yeah, okay.
And you can watch us this morning. It's on the KEEL Facebook page. We are streaming video once again.
I'm working on the post right now.
I come in and I sit down, and Erin says, I've got the first. Actually, I wander in, and she is sitting on Matt's side of the gopher-shaped broadcast table. And anytime you're over on Matt's side of the table, it's usually because something is broken.
He was helping me with a project.
And I said, good Lord, what's broken? And you said, nothing. We've got the first segment.
Yeah, we're good.
It's greatness. To use your phrase, it's greatness.
Yeah.
So what?
Well, let me just read you the headline because I'm working on the post now.
What do you have?
Oh, boy.
Here's the headline. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see if this is going to fit for y'all. If you don't want to be caught on video, don't beep at the Caddo Courthouse. I have a video of a woman.
Why are you smacking your lips? This is really
because I
me.
cannot believe this really happened. And we have it on video.
Would it go ahead.
She's behind one of the big trees on the courthouse lawn.
Right.
She pulls her britches down And Matt, you watched it. What is she doing?
I didn't watch it, but I
Let
could
me
tell.
use-
I
is
could
she-
infer from the situation that she was going full
Is
Yogi Bear up
Is
against
she
a tree.
urinating or defecating?
I cannot tell. She's doing one of the two.
How is
one
that?
or two?
I don't mean to be a negative guy.
Yeah.
Why would I want to watch that?
Because, the sheriff has been urging for a fence around the courthouse.
Right.
And people have said, no, that's public property. We shouldn't do that. That's keeping the public from using the property, blah, blah. Well, the public is now using the property to take a dump on.
Is this a homeless
Come
person?
on.
Is this
we
a person?
assume it's a homeless person. I don't know.
You watch the
Or-
video. She's dressed.
She got better clothes than me some days.
Fairly nicely.
Or is this someone who has just gotten a parking ticket?
I don't know. I just know she didn't wipe, and I'm troubled by this.
Why are you watching this video?
Well, it got sent to me by higher ups. Let's just say
I beg your pardon?
by higher ups.
In the Town Square Empire?
No, in the town.
Let me see if I understand this. That Caddo Parish and or Shreveport City officials
Yeah.
have given you access to a security cam that shows a woman either urinating or defecating on Caddo Parish courthouse grounds.
I don't think it's security camera because I think you can hear somebody talking in the background.
So basically, somebody with a cell phone was
In one of the buildings up next door somewhere.
If okay, we've just gone over the line. Why on earth? Let me ask you something. If you walk out the door today and you see someone urinating or defecating, pardon me, it's 6:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
But if you see someone doing that on our lawn, is your first instinct to video them, to take out your phone?
I might, yes.
Why?
Because you're so crazy. You're using the bathroom on a public property outside when there's a perfectly good bathroom inside.
And you being the potty sheriff of the Arklatex.
I don't want people going to the bathroom on
And
the
you
courthouse
think
lawn.
and wait a second. If your solution is to make this available for all to see?
Of course.
No, that has nothing to do with stopping the problem.
Of course. Then people might, if people know that people are watching them with cameras, maybe they won't pull their britches down and poop on a tree at the courthouse.
You really think that the solution to the world's problems is to video them?
I mean, if I ever had an inclination to go pee behind a tree,
right,
and I thought of any chance there's on video, I'm not going to do it. I'm only going to find a tree where I know there could be no cameras.
Unless, well, welcome to what country do you have to go to find that?
I know, deep in the woods off the highway. Not that I've ever done that, but
look, it's there's not a man listening who plays golf who hadn't peed behind a tree before.
yes.
But
Have you ever peed on the courthouse lawn?
When you post this, you're going to post this on the KEEL website
Yes,
this morning.
I am. I'm in the middle of it.
How many views do you think? You said, oh, we'll make quota now. I'm thinking nobody's going to. I think you're going to be lucky
Oh, you will be shocked how many people will watch this.
How many? Pick a number. Let's do an over-under lunch bet.
Before we go off the air today, it'll hit 1,000.
You think 1,000 people will look at the video that you post
Yes.
on the KEEL website? Mm-hmm. Now, the bet could be that the loser has to go out and pee on the front lawn.
Ugh.
Ugh. But the point I'm making is, I think it's going to be fewer than 100.
Oh no, it'll be everywhere. It will be.
So the
trust
next
me.
question is, what does this? Why would you look? Would you look at that if you went to a?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why do you want to see somebody pee on the lawn?
I want to see if it really is real. Does she really do it?
What difference does it
You
make?
can't see her hiney, can you, Matt? Not really?
No.
Okay. I mean, I'm not putting up her nakedness.
What does it say about you or about people that would be so salacious? Isn't even the right word, because no.
This
Don't go
You're wrong. How many people you think will watch it, Maddie? It'll go
I
crazy.
think a bunch of people will watch it because, there was a big debate about, people wanting the fence in the courthouse. Well, none of that stuff really happens. They're just making it up so they can get what they want. Well, it actually does happen, and here's a video.
There's proof.
I would hope that fewer than 50, fewer than 25, that fewer than 10
Robert,
people would look at that.
You are so
what you're telling me is if you went to a website, another website, and say, what's your headline going to be?
My headline says, if you don't want to be caught on video, don't bleep, bleep, bleep at the Caddo Courthouse. I'm working on the headline. Maddie will help me with it.
And that's not a bad headline.
Okay.
And it's your contention that in excess of 1,000 people are going to look at that in the next 3 hours.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
19 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Another traffic update. Here comes Rapid Ruben.
Looks like everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Uri Drive and East Bergkoons Industrial Loop. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Twenty-one past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel Sports.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Okay, so let me clarify the bet. 1,000 people have to actually look at the video, not just read your article.
The video's 30 seconds. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
You think 1,000 people are going to look at?
Yes.
I would hope not.
Yes.
I would hope not.
I'm shocked by it.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, 623. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Are you still working on the post?
It's up.
Because I need your attention.
KeelNews.com.
Okay.
Go look at it.
Because I need your attention for this. And we're going to do this. Well, obviously, this will be one of the running stories all morning long. Another is because we're going to work on the list between you two. And ESPN has, over the last couple of weeks, bit by bit, 10 at a time, released their list of the top 50 black athletes of all time. And now I sort of have the top 10 list in my head, not necessarily in front of me. But if you were going to make a list of the greatest 10 black athletes of all time, just name one. Let's go back and forth. Let's do a little seesaw here.
Michael Jordan would be on my list.
He is, in fact, number one. Okay, Jordan. I'm writing this down. Jordan is on the list. He's number one.
Okay.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown is on the list. He is not even in the top 20.
What?
No. Number two. Back to you.
I'd do Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is not on the list at all.
What?
That was the point I was going to make in
Really?
all of this. Not only is he not in the top 10, he's not even on the top 50 list
Really?
of ESPN's top black athletes of all time. Jordan is number one. I think Jackie Robinson number two. Muhammad Ali number three. I'll dig up the list in a second. But back to you.
Well, you just said Muhammad Ali. That was
Okay,
gonna be-
Ali's number three. Fair enough.
I'd put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not in the top 10.
Okay.
What? I would go another boxer, Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray Robinson or Leonard?
Well, both.
They are both on the list. Leonard is ranked ahead of Robinson, not by much. Neither is in the top 20.
I'd say Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt is in the top 20, certainly in the top 30. I don't think he's in the top 20. He's not. I know for a fact he's not in the top 10.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to think of who we haven't mentioned so far.
Lots and lots, but there's two in the top 10 that I could let you.
I'd say Arthur Ashe.
Arthur Ashe is in the top 30. He's not in the top 20, certainly not in the top 10.
Who are we missing from the top 10?
Men and women?
Yeah.
Okay, the Williams sisters.
Serena is in the top 10. Venus is not.
Okay.
There are two in the top 10 that I could give you access to every bit of computer knowledge. I could let you look anywhere you wanted to look if you promise not to look at the specific ESPN article.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
and
texting
you would,
somebody
And
next
you would
door.
never, ever, ever come up with two of the top 10.
Do you have LeBron? Is he on the list?
LeBron is on the list. He is not in the top 10. He may not even be in the top 40.
Kobe?
Kobe is not in the top 50.
What?
Kobe and Tiger Woods are not on the list.
I find that amazes me. Can you give me a hint? What sport would these obscure athletes play?
That would give it away. I mean, you still wouldn't know the names. That's the amazing thing.
Are they like Olympic athletes?
Yes.
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens is 2 or 3. I mean, he's in the top 10. He's in the top 5.
What about Dominique,
No,
the
but
gymnast?
you're closing in. 2 of the top 10 are Gabby Douglas is number 9.
Gabby Douglas, okay.
And Simone Biles is number 8 on the ESPN list of the top 50 black athletes of all time, ahead of Emmitt Smith, Reggie Jackson. You can
O.J. Simpson.
OJ's not in the list, believe it or not.
Oh, amazing.
But Simone Biles at number 8 and Gabby Douglas number 9 on the ESPN list of the top 50 black athletes of all time, ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, ahead of Bill Russell, ahead of LeBron James, ahead of everyone you have named except for 1 or 2 in the last few minutes.
Wow.
28 past 6 o'clock, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Ruben is here, and it is traffic time once again.
On this morning for some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
A water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. The town of Blanchard was without water most of the day Tuesday due to the broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from the Caddo Lake treatment plant. Crews were able to restore service later in the evening. However, the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipelines during repairs. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. More cases of West Nile virus popping up locally. Matt Parker with that.
After a fairly quiet year, several cases of West Nile virus are now being reported in the local area. There's one case of West Nile being reported in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier Parish. Officials say that the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant water. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Dozens of Boy Scouts showed up to honor one of their own. 11-year-old Thomas Larry was one of 3 scouts who died in a tragic sailboat accident on Lake of the Pines. Thomas's parents decided to donate his organs to help save other lives. A flag was flown at the hospital while Larry's organs were harvested. Scouts gathered to pray and recite the Boy Scout pledge to remember their brother scout. The flag was then lowered and presented to Larry's family. His uncle, Father Braun, telling KTBS,
Know that life is absolutely worth living, and a life of faith pales in comparison to everything.
Doctors say Larry's heart, liver, and kidneys are just some of the organs that will be donated to help others. A man behind bars after leading police on a chase. Marco Glass arrested after he allegedly led police on a high-speed chase throughout Shreveport and then tried to carjack a couple of vehicles. Just before noon Tuesday, police spotted a car speeding downtown. When they tried to pull that car over, Glass allegedly led them on a chase on I-49 before crashing his vehicle on Kings Highway. After the crash, Glass then allegedly tried to carjack a couple of vehicles in an attempt to flee, but he was caught. Could the MPC become a thing of the past? The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says the council can legally set its own planning commission and thinks the city can do a better job and be more responsible than the MPC. Currently, the city spends about $1 million a year on the planning commission. The controversy over how the pumps operated in the city of New Orleans during the weekend flooding event is not over. At issue, the initial response from the Water Board, which indicated all of the pumps had worked exactly as designed. When City Councilman Jason Williams asked Becker, the Water Department, about the statement, Becker said all of the pump stations were working at their maximum capacity. Rogers called that a fabrication and asked Becker to clarify.
I didn't hear what he said. Say that again.
All of the pump stations were working to the capacity that they had available to them. All right.
Police say a driver in a dark BMW is on the run after ramming his car into a large group of soldiers in what appeared to be a calculated ambush in a Paris suburb. 2 police officials say authorities are checking video surveillance of the area near the city hall to identify the vehicle and hunt the driver responsible for the attack. A new restaurant is about to open in New York City, and the only thing on the menu? Cheetos. You'll find things like Cheeto fried pickles, Cheetos meatballs, and even Cheetos cheesecake. Cloudy, rain is likely today with a high temp close to 84. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.1017 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty online, keelnews.com. And you can download the KEEL app from Office Furniture Source. It is a free download and sounds awesome. So see, now that I'm reading you this list, this ESPN list, you're getting more and more annoyed, aren't you?
I am, because it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason for some of these people to be on the list at all.
Reggie Jackson?
The ESPN Top 50 Black Athletes of All Time. Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald is 42. Reggie Jackson is 43.
Oh, my.
I was thinking Tiger Woods is not on the list.
Who are these doofi that created this?
And black people at ESPN, I virtually guarantee you, being the politically correct association that ESPN is, I would be stunned if one white person had any input on this. That's just how they roll. I could be wrong. I doubt it. Tim Duncan's number 50. Isaiah Thomas, 49. Earl Campbell, number 48. Now, I thought for a second that maybe, bluntly put, leaving Tiger Woods off the list was a question of the fact that he's mixed race. But Derek Jeter is number 47, and Derek Jeter is mixed race. David Robinson, Joe Frazier at 45. Who would you put? Would you put George Foreman ahead of Joe Frazier?
No.
George Foreman is 35.
What about Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson not on the list.
Oh, come on.
Mike Tyson.
Come on.
If you're looking at just of his accomplishments, Mike Tyson should be way high on that list.
Jim Brown is number 30. Pro Football Hall of Famer Jim Brown, number 30. Bo Jackson is 25.
That seems mighty high for Bo, but
that seems ludicrous that you would put Bo Jackson ahead of Jim Brown, who you can still make the argument is the greatest football player who ever lived. Herschel Walker's on the list.
What?
Herschel Walker's on the top 50 list. Let's see. Here's your top 20. Gale Sayers.
Okay.
A very limited career. Look, he was awesome in the 3 or 4 really good years he had.
Right.
But then he fought injuries. Number 19, Emmitt Smith. Number 18, Satchel Paige. Number 17, Julius Erving. Number 16, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm not sure you can put Shaq ahead of Julius Erving. I mean, you can do this all day. Number 15, Venus Williams. Number 14, Usain Bolt. 13, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 12, Walter Payton. 11, Magic Johnson. Okay. Number 10 is Jerry Rice. Number 11 is Magic Johnson. Would you put Jerry Rice? Now, you can make the argument. I can sit here and do it, I promise, that the 2 greatest football players of all time are Jim Brown and Jerry Rice, based on statistics. I mean, Rice he's put records out there that probably nobody's ever going to touch.
Nope.
Jim Brown, his records have been passed and broken, but he only played like 7 or 8 seasons. So number 10, Jerry Rice. Number 9, Olympic gymnast Gabby Douglas. Number 8, greatest black athletes of all time, ahead of Jim Brown, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Wilt Chamberlain, Sugar Ray Leonard, Joe Louis, Pele, Florence Griffith Joyner, Bill Russell, Arthur Ashe, Roberto Clemente, Ernie Banks, David Robinson, Derek Jeter, et al., Gabby Douglas, and Simone Biles are listed at numbers 9 and 8.
Wow.
Number 7, Hank Aaron. Number 6 is Serena Williams. Number 5, Jesse Owens. Number 4, Willie Mays. 3, Muhammad Ali. Number 2, Jackie Robinson. And number 1, Michael Jordan. No Tiger Woods. No Kobe Bryant. No Mike Tyson. 639, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Peering back at me through the opaque colored glass. Opaque's not a color. Here's Ruben, and he's on Keel.
Looks like everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Uri Drive and East Burke-Coons Industrial Loop. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
I know Herschel Walker is ahead of Bill Russell. Okay, we'll let this go.
Somebody asked us on Facebook, Hank Aaron on the list?
Yeah, Hank Aaron's number 7.
Okay, good.
Hank Aaron, Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, good.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. In case you missed the opening segment this morning, Erin is really...
I'm going to spank you so bad on this.
Why?
We're already...
I see what you mean, in the sense of that people, remember now, they have to look at the video.
They are.
And not just the post.
Video's 30 seconds. That's cool.
Look, this is honestly, and in fact, I read an article on this a couple of days ago. It was a psychiatric analysis of people who look at, and I'm not trying to be just gross here, but it's gross. It was a psychiatrist's analysis of why people look at pimple-popping videos on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about millions and millions. Wait a second.
That's gross.
Okay, stop. You posted a video of someone defecating behind a bush at the Caddo Courthouse.
She might be doing number 1. I don't know.
Why would anybody want to look at that?
Because you're surprised and shocked that somebody really does this.
Okay.
And it's our courthouse. It's not like in the comfort of someone's home.
But why would you want to watch that?
Because you're shocked that people really do that out in public
on
the courthouse lawn.
If you went outside.
What do you not? Do you have no self-respect? You're going to just drop trowel and get behind the big oak?
So I ask you once again. I asked you earlier on. I said, you walk outside, you see somebody on our lawn out front. Your first reaction...
I'll bring them inside to let them go pee.
Your first reaction is to video them defecaking. What is wrong with you?
I don't know that I'd video.
But somebody did, and you're urging people to go look at it. Hey, everybody.
It's at KEELnews.com. It's on our Facebook page. It's on my Facebook page. I'm going to share it on yours, too. I know you want it on yours.
I will take it down. No. I don't put pimple-popping videos on my Facebook page either.
I'm with you.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I think
you are 100% not.
I think you need to see it because you won't believe it. You won't believe somebody really does this.
That a homeless
somebody
person,
really pulled her britches down.
That a homeless person.
She may be homeless. I don't know.
In downtown Shreveport, or maybe
I
she
didn't
just
interview her.
Maybe she just got a parking ticket.
Who knows? Maybe she's mad at Steven Jackson.
I'll show the city what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
My point is that I just with the rash of homeless folks downtown.
Mm-hmm.
That do you think this is the first time this has ever happened?
No, that's why the sheriff says we need a fence because homeless people are making a mess of the courthouse lawn. And the ACLU say, no, you can't fence off, a courthouse. That would be wrong. And he said, no, we need to fence the courthouse because we got people crapping on our trees.
But why would
and
you?
I'm thinking, oh, come on, Sheriff. There's nobody doing that.
Why would
Take
you?
a look.
Why would you want to look at it? Why would you want to?
Because you won't believe somebody really did that.
You're Erin McCarty. You're a bastion of truth and journalistic integrity. Of course I believe you.
Okay.
No.
But you still have you still have that rubberneck in you. You want to look at the wreck as you drive by.
If you were walking down the street past the cattle courthouse.
I might have stopped and cheered her on when she was done. Yo-ho, good job, girl. Yeah. Nice. I got some tissue. You need it?
At least you're consistent.
I'd offer her some tissue.
Everybody stop and listen. Let me phrase this way, and I want you to answer, yes, I would, because you just said, yes, I would. Repeat after me.
Yeah.
Erin McCarty.
I am McCarty.
Walking down the street. One sunny day.
Past
the cattle courthouse. Notice on the courthouse grounds. That there is a woman defecating in the bushes. And I, Erin McCarty. Would stop and watch.
Yeah.
Now think about what you just said.
I probably would. Out of disbelief. Is she really doing what I think she's doing?
You know where I got disbelief for you. I am looking at you with abject disbelief. I can't believe that if you're walking down the street.
If you're with your buddies and you see that, y'all would stop and go, is she really doing what I think she's doing? And y'all would look at her a minute. And then you might keep walking.
No.
But you would both look at each other and go,
no.
Man, I can't believe we just saw that.
No.
Oh, bull schnizzle. Bull schnizzle.
I mean, you would notice it, but I'm not going to stop and point.
You would comment. You would go, did we just really just see that?
I'm not going to stop and point and video.
I didn't say I was going to video her.
You've already said that if somebody was doing it on the front lawn, you would.
I might. I don't know.
And what does it say about you? What does it say about your friends? And what does it say about our community if we are so enthralled?
That's our mentality. It's like you drive by a car wreck. We all want to slow down and look and see what's happened. That's how we are. That's our DNA.
That's not my DNA.
That's your DNA we've known is screwed up.
That's her DNA on the ground.
That's her DNA on the ground, yeah. You want me to go collect some for you?
And your first reaction is to stop and gape.
I'm just be shocked that I can't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing. You want to see the video, it's at KEELnews.com. You don't go there, don't go look, don't go to our Facebook. I don't care. I don't care if you go or not.
No,
But people are going to go, wow, I cannot believe I'm looking at this.
No, don't go.
He says don't go, so I'm good with that.
You're better than that. Don't go watch
She's dropping trowel. And number 1 or 2, I can't tell. We didn't zoom in close enough.
It's not your video.
I know
and
it's
the fact
not.
that someone's first reaction was to video that.
I love them.
If that had been a crime, if they had been breaking into someone's car, let's say it was breaking into your car.
Yeah.
And somebody's first reaction was, I'm going to video that rather than call the police or call authorities. You wouldn't
They may have called police. You don't know they didn't.
You wouldn't if they're obviously the first thing they did.
What are police going to do? Okay, we'll be right there. They have a few other important calls to get to than a lady peeing on the courthouse grounds.
Then what was the purpose of videoing it? What was
to show that it really is happening. People are crapping on the courthouse lawn.
648, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. And Erin's going to freeze frame it and hang the picture on the wall behind her desk. 648, it's 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Your money now. And traffic and weather coming up next here on Keel. KEEL text line is 3921884. Can't wait to hear what you think. 649, here's traffic.
Looks like I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 eastbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
When you think Rush Limbaugh, you have to think 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEELnews.com. KEELnews.com. 10 KEEL. KEELnews.com. KEELnews.com.
I'm Rasa Kay with Your Money Now. Michael Kors and
.652, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL Sports.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Good morning, 654, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, the Shreveport, Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. So the video is on the Keel. I just don't even want to talk about it anymore.
KeelNews.com. Go check it out.
People keep texting us with their thoughts, concerns. I just think it's a hideous thing to post.
Yeah, video got dropped on me last night. I guess I could phrase that a little differently.
Wow.
Yeah, it's video of a woman using the bathroom on the courthouse lawn. Yeah, the Caddo Courthouse. The sheriff told us a few months ago he wanted to put a fence around the courthouse, and everybody was like, oh, you can't put a fence around the public property.
Not
blah,
everybody.
blah, blah.
No, not
Well,
everybody.
there were people groups that were offended by it and said, no, that's
Like
public
who?
property.
The ACLU.
The ACLU.
So
and
nutty
some other
people.
Well, if you want to call them nutty. They
I
think
can
they're
call
right.
the ACLU nutty with and not take long to dig up evidence.
They think they're right, and they go to bat for whatever they think
Your
is
right
right.
to
and
crap
whether
on
they're
the
wrong
lawn.
do we have a right to
They
crap
want
on the
your
courthouse
guns.
lawn?
They want your guns, and they want well, not your toilet paper, but please proceed.
That apparently this woman was on the courthouse lawn, and I guess she had to go,
And
so
did.
she pulled her britches down and went
Okay.
behind a big tree.
And who sent you this video?
I'm not going to tell you who sent it to me.
Would I be disappointed? Is it someone I'd know?
You know this person.
Are
yeah.
they listening right now?
I don't know. They might be. I don't know.
You should be ashamed. What the hell were you thinking? I mean, did they take the video or they just got
No,
the
no,
video?
they sent it to me. They didn't take the video. They just sent it to me. And
Then you should only be half ashamed.
yeah, but you know what? I think it's pretty it's pretty indicative of the problem we have down there. I mean, the sheriff has been really adamant. The clerk of court, they've all said, these people are sleeping down there. We come to work and they're sleeping in bushes.
So what kind of fence are you going to put up that somebody can't climb over?
Well, you put a big fence. They're not going to climb over the fence.
So the courthouse
Then they'll get arrested for trespassing, etc.
So you want
There's
like
lots
a
of deputies
great-
down there.
Why not just put razor wire up on top?
I don't
Why not just
know.
make it look like
I don't know. You want to see the video? It's at KeelNews.com.
I
You
want you to
literally
think about
see
what kind of fence should we put up and what should it cost when we didn't want to put up a really, really, really nice fence for the dog park. So are you talking about literally putting up a chain link fence, a hurricane fence with razor wire to keep homeless people off the courthouse lawn and put a lock at the
No,
gate?
they're not going to put razor wire.
656. Here comes Rush on Keel.
Cross Blue Shield, they've decided to pull out of the Obamacare exchange in Nevada completely. Previously, they said it would offer health care plans in 3 urban Nevada counties, but now instead of a partial withdrawal, they are all the way out of there. Now, after the pullout announcement, Nevada's insurance commissioner issued a happy talk statement. Her name is Barbara Richardson, and she said that she was optimistic that there will be coverage for consumers on the Obamacare exchange. Read between her lines. She's optimistic, she says. In other words, she's not sure. And if she isn't sure, then you people in Nevada who were depending on Obamacare better make other plans. But why the sudden change of heart at Anthem? What happened to make the company go for the complete pullout? The company blames political uncertainty surrounding Obamacare's future. In other words, it's imploding. And folks, Anthem's just the latest outfit to pull out of the exchanges, but they're not the last. In the next few months, as we enter the enrollment period, you'll see massive premium increases, and you'll likely see more companies pulling the plug. The bottom line is that businesses hate uncertainty, and health insurance companies will do everything possible to make sure they don't get stuck holding the losing hand. The implosion that Trump talked about, if Obamacare wasn't repealed, is on the way. The dirty little secret is that's the design. That's the intention.
Now boarding nonstop flights to Charlotte, North Carolina on American Airlines.
Shreveport Regional Airport is proud to announce new nonstop flights to Charlotte from Shreveport twice a day, every day. Flights to Charlotte offer connections to 262 cities worldwide, including more than 30 international destinations in Europe, Mexico, and South America. Flights to Charlotte from Shreveport Regional Airport begin August 22nd. Book your tickets now at aa.com. Shreveport Regional Airport. More flights, more destinations, more often.
The stories you want to know about. We've got breaking news and trending talk right here on 1017 FM and 710 Keel.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Linwood Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Right now, 71 degrees, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, 7 o'clock. Here's Fox News.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning. It's 7:03. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Local news next.
More cases of West Nile virus popping up locally. Water troubles for one town soon will be over, though, and a man caught after a high-speed chase.
Okay, so Donald Trump in North Korea, got to talk about that a little bit. Let's see. If you were listening yesterday, you heard the story about transgrade. We've got transgender, trans species, transracial. Now we have transgrade. And I guess Moon pretty much beat up Bill Cassidy yesterday. And we'll see, we at least discuss the topic of their back and forth. Plus, Fletcher Sports, traffic and weather all coming up this hour. And it's right here on Keel.
KEEL Morning Report. Now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
More cases of West Nile popping up locally after a fairly quiet year. Several cases of the virus are now being reported in our area. There's one case of West Nile being reported in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier Parish. Officials say the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant water. Water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. The town of Blanchard was without water most of the day Tuesday due to a broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from the Caddo Lake treatment plant. Crews were able to restore service later in the evening. However, the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipeline during those repairs. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. A man is locked up after leading police on a high-speed chase. Matt Parker has that.
Marco Glass has been arrested after he allegedly led police on a chase through Shreveport and attempted to carjack 2 vehicles. Just before noon on Tuesday, police spotted a car speeding through downtown. When they attempted to pull the car over, Glass allegedly led police on a chase on I-49 before he crashed his vehicle on Kings Highway. After the accident, Glass then allegedly attempted to carjack 2 vehicles in an attempt to flee police. He was unsuccessful and was arrested on multiple charges. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Could the MPC become a thing of the past? The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says the council can legally set its own planning commission up and thinks the city could actually do a better job and be more responsible than the MPC. The city right now spends about $1 million a year on the MPC. A study on the feasibility of the new department will take about 45 days. LSU senior quarterback Danny Edling likes the progress the Tigers are making during preseason camp. Head coach Ed Orgeron says freshman running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the surprise of camp. Clyde, the guide, played at Catholic High in Baton Rouge, just like star running back Darius Geis, who says he's not surprised Edwards-Helaire is making plays on the practice field.
That was my job, getting him prepared. He was behind me at Catholic. I kind of got here first and stepped up first. He's kind of just following right behind in the shadow. He's doing the same thing. When I first got here, I was impressing everybody. Now the same with him. He's getting here impressing everybody. And, the whole team hates him right now defensively because they still can't find a way to stop him right now.
Buffeted by threats from Amazon drones to delivery by golf cart, the beleaguered Postal Service is counting on a different strategy to stay ahead in the competitive package business. It's seeking more freedom to raise prices. With Congress slow to act, it may soon get its wish from regulators. For consumers, that could mean jumps to the cost of a first-class stamp, which is now at 49 cents, to help keep the Postal Service financially afloat. But mostly cloudy today. A shower is possible, high near 84, right now 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Nine past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic, here's Ruben.
Looking at some slow-moving traffic on East Bercoons Industrial Loop near Wallace Lake Road. And we're looking at some traffic delays on Barksdale Boulevard near Shady Grove Drive in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Robert J. Good morning. It's 12 past 7 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. The KEEL app, it's a free download and brought to us by Office Furniture Source. The Moon Griffon Show is heard weekdays here on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. Take a breath. Weekdays, 9 till 11. It's the Moon Griffon Show. Hey, Mr. Moon, how are you this morning?
Hey, Rob, how y'all doing?
Getting younger every day, my friend. So yesterday you had, this is not going to end well. So yesterday you had Senator Bill Cassidy on. He of healthcare fame. And I understand from Erin's description of your conversation that, you tell me, how did it go?
Well, Bill's being defensive now. As you know, he ran on two things. He ran on that it was repeal Obamacare, and that Mary Landrieu voted with Obama 97% of the time. I remember it. Still in my head, it rings around, and Bill is getting ripped. Bill's getting ripped back home. He's getting ripped by the Louisiana voters. I'm not shocked. It's a politician, and Bill's got a lot of explaining to do. I tell y'all, I have gotten more hate mail for not creaming him even more from people that are so upset. I try to tell him. The Wall Street Journal called him an Obamacare Republican and named, 6, 8 of them. And when I brought that to his attention, he said, well, I didn't see that. He's trying to say that Ted Cruz and some of these other people are using some of the stuff he came up with, like medical savings accounts, which, by the way, that's been out there for 10 years.
The thing,
he's been very defensive. He really can't defend himself right now. He's teaming up with Susan Collins. Susan Collins is one of the ones that shot down any kind of repeal vote. So he's being very defensive. I don't think he understands former people that are very upset at him in Louisiana. I've tried to explain it to him, but I don't think he understands.
Mr. Moon, I had made the theory, I had put forth the idea maybe a week or 10 days ago, maybe a little longer, that after the McCain and Collins and Murkowski, the three that voted literally to keep Obamacare, what I had said was, it's my idea there's probably 20 or 25, maybe 30 Republicans in the Senate who really want to keep Obamacare, but all they needed was 3, and they decided, they had this meeting, and they decided the 3 that will vote to keep Obamacare, i.e. against Republican ideas, are the 3 who can survive the heat. Do you agree with that?
100%. Well, remember, John McCain was reelected last fall. When Trump won, he was elected. He won by 14%. He won big. What they going to do to him? They ain't going to do anything to him. They're going to keep voting for him in Arizona. So I think you're right on the money. Let's just be honest. The bill was designed to work exactly like it's working. It is to destroy healthcare to go to a single-payer system. And I think there's a lot of Republicans that just soon turn it over to a single-payer system. The government take it over. It's become ration care. It's not the care that people are going to want. And I think there's a lot of Republicans that want to do that. Look, if they wanted to repeal it to have the votes, they could have done it. They've not done anything.
But so many Republicans, McCain included, ran on repeal Obamacare. And if my theory that with which you agree is correct, that means there's 20 or 25 Republicans in the Senate right now that are literally lying to their constituents.
Absolutely, but you got to admit, you're dealing with a politician. That's not a surprise. The big thing was, think about it, for 7 years they came back and said, we voted to repeal it. We voted to repeal it. And a ton of votes to repeal it. And they couldn't do it. And it was a campaign promise. That's all it was. It was a campaign promise. Elect me, elect me, elect me. Don't elect that guy. He's really bad. Well, the Republicans are going to have some major problems, y'all. And I think they got them. And they give them to themselves.
Moon, what is wrong with Senator Cassidy's proposal, the latest one he's put forward? What's the biggest flaw in it as you see it?
Well, first of all, Erin, in all fairness, I hadn't read every word of it because it's really not a bill. Okay? What they proposed was a partial bill. Number 2 is they still want to – here's this problem, like with Medicaid. Medicaid expansion is probably not what we needed. We just took a lot more people into a bad system. But here's the problem. He wants to lump sum the money to the state. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. They sent X amount of dollars to the state for Medicaid already. Let's just say it's $1 million. Okay, instead they want to send $1 million to the state. And a lump sum money, y'all do what you want with it. Well, Erin, the states are going to run out of money. They're going to come back to the federal government and say, well, we need more money than that. So what's going to be the difference? And it's no difference. And Bill's trying to say, no, there's a difference. We're going to lump sum, let every state will do what they do. Well, what do states do? We got a state right here that's out of control spending money. They're not going to change anything. thing.
So what's
That
going to
was number
happen
one.
if we stay under Obamacare, Moon? I mean,
It's gonna
you're
implode.
suffering from this. What do we mean when we
Well,
say implode?
The next big step, you guys that work for corporate America, and I don't really work for I work with you guys, and I kind of work for them too, but I'm a little different situation because I'm self-employed. But what's going to happen, and this is the big thing, and I've had the people in medical positions have told me this is what's coming, and it is coming. Pretty soon, companies are going to come to people like y'all. It's not a cut on anybody. Y'all work for anybody. This is going to happen. It's happening. Matter of fact, it's already started happening. They're going to come to y'all and say, okay, Erin, Robert, we can't afford to pay any insurance on y'all anymore. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give y'all about $200 a month. Good luck. Now, how would $200 a month affect your health care?
Woo! Wow.
But, Erin, that's what's coming. That's why I was trying to tell you earlier, and me, you, and Robert have talked about this over the past few years. That's what's coming. So when somebody says, I know me and you talked about, I think your mom and some other people that really like what's going on, they got subsidies, they got help.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really coming is companies will go to y'all and go, here's $200 or $300. We are out the business. Good luck. And that is happening all over America.
And if you're shopping for
if
you're shopping for yourself, Moon, you can give us some figures. It's way more expensive than that.
Well, Erin, I got a double whammy. I not only got a special needs daughter, me and my wife's both mid-50s. So my premium right now is $26.54 a month. If you do the numbers, it's right around $32,000. I went back. I got Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm not cutting them. I'm just telling y'all what's happening. Next year, my premium, if I keep my deductible, which I had to jump from $1,000, $1,200 to $3,500. If I leave my deductibles the same, next year I'm over $43,000, over $3,600 a month. I'm very middle class. I don't know my next step.
Wow.
I don't. Just think $43,000 a year just in premium.
So you need to win. You need to win the Powerball tonight.
Well, I don't play it. That's my problem.
Okay, if I win, I'll share.
Here's the point I've made.
If they go to $5,000 deductible, if I go to $5,000, I'm gonna probably keep that down lower than what I told you. But now I'm at $5,000 deductible. So really, when you think about it, I don't have anything gonna kick in anymore because you don't normally reach that.
Yeah.
Moon, I've made the
And
point
I asked
over.
Cassidy that yesterday, guys, because I asked John Kennedy the same thing. I said this sincerely. They ought to send me to Washington. I'd love to look across from Chuck E. Schumer. And I don't care what they tell me, how smart they think they are. They cannot answer what I just brought to y'all. You tell me how to pay for that, Mr. Schumer, because I don't want you paying for it. I want to pay for it. But I can't pay for it because y'all jacked this thing around.
I'd made the point over and over and over again that Obamacare is awesome. Medicaid, awesome if you're getting it for free. The problem is nobody's thinking about the people who have to pay for it.
Well, I'm really getting hit. And look, Erin and Rob, I know you heard me. Really not bitching or complaining. By the grace of God, I can go make another sale.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go hustle and make another sale. And if I make that sale, I take that money and apply. That's what I've been doing. I said, okay, I made this sale. I got a year contract. I'm going to take this. This is going to be my insurance money. But it's big-time money going out. What happens in 5 years? You know what I'm saying? What happens up the road? I've been able to do it really pretty easy up till Obamacare came along in the last few years, and it's really just skyrocketed. So I'm not the only one in this, guys. Y'all will be affected. Companies are already being affected. They've been trying to hold on and help their their employees. But the day's coming, and I believe it happens next year, that employees start going, we out of business. We can't do this anymore. So here, Erin and Robert, here's $300 a month. Good luck on your health care. What are y'all responsible to be? Because that's the last group. Think about it. Medicare, 65 and over, controlled by the government. VA, controlled by the government. Poor people, controlled by the government. Guys, that gap is narrowing on who really pays for health care anymore.
Moon Griffon, weekdays, right here on KEEL from 9 till 11. Hey, Mr. Moon, thanks as always. We appreciate your time.
God bless both of y'all.
Thanks.
Thank y'all.
1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Here comes Ruben. Traffic.
North Market near North Hearn Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Shreveport-Barksdale Highway near 9th Street. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Twenty-three past 7 o'clock. Time for KEEL Sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Twenty-six past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin. Okay, talking to Moon Griffon, who talked to Bill Cassidy, Senator Cassidy. What did you take from the Moon conversation?
That it's just going to get worse. And
What's
that,
worse? What? Healthcare costs.
Healthcare costs are going to continue
But not
to
only
get
healthcare
worse.
costs, healthcare quality.
Right, exactly. And then when it hits people like you and me that work for corporate America or work for companies that provide health insurance for our employees, when it hits that group, that's going to be like that guy when they came for
Martin Niemöller.
Yeah. That's going to be the largest group of people that are going to have to stand up and say, this is not acceptable.
But they won't, because things will be...
They need their jobs.
Are you starting now to understand when 7 or 8 years ago, when people were saying about Obamacare that its purpose is to fail so that the government at the last minute can rush in and take things over and fix things and make everything okay, because people will be crying for somebody to do something because the insurance market in America will collapse. Do you start to understand that maybe from jump, as you say, that the purpose X number of years ago with Obamacare was to, in fact, put such a burden on the private insurance companies that they would, in fact, collapse and want to get out of health insurance altogether. Now, Moon made the point, and it ties in with a story you had a little while ago. Right now, the government takes care of the health care of poor people with Medicaid.
Yes.
Of old people with Medicare. Of veterans with the VA system.
Right.
Would you say that any of those are operating extremely well? Would you say the VA?
No.
Okay, the point being, and here's the point I'm going to make. You had a story during the news about the post office. You know what? We've got competition. FedEx, UPS. You know what we're going to do? We're going to raise our prices. At what business college, at what meeting do you sit down and say, if you're in private business, you know what? We've got stiff competition. They're doing a good job. How do we compete? You know what? In regular business, you say, we improve service and we cut costs. That's
what you do.
No. Well, if you're in private enterprise, if you're a regular run-of-the-mill business, i.e. capitalist,
right.
If you're running a government enterprise like the post office, you say we're going to cut hours and increase prices. That's literally the story you had. We're going to increase prices. The way to compete with FedEx and UPS is to charge people more.
Raise our prices.
Does that make sense to you?
It does sound a little flawed.
This is the mindset. This is the group think that wants to take over your health care.
You got a point.
You ought to be kind of scared.
Yeah, I am.
729, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Erin has local news in just a second or two. Right now, here's Ruben.
Police are still on scene directing traffic at the intersection of East Burtoons Industrial Loop and Wallace Lake Road due to a down traffic light. And we're looking at some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. The town of Blanchard was without water much of Tuesday due to a broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from Caddo Lake Treatment Plant. Crews were able to make the repairs, but the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipeline. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. The mayor has put in for a grant to run another water line to the town to prevent any more situations like this one. The controversy over how the pumps operated in the city of New Orleans during the weekend flooding event is not over. The board superintendent, Joe Becker, says the system is not designed to handle that much rain in a short period of time. Becker said he would need 6 times the drainage the city currently has to keep up with that rain event. The board originally said 7 pumps were out of service the night of the storm, but then came back and said 14, including 8 drainage pumps, weren't working. Council member LaToya Cantrell asked why they were told everything was at capacity.
We are so sick and tired of not being told what the facts are in order for us to create real solutions to address the infrastructure problems that we have in the city of New Orleans.
More cases of West Nile popping up locally. After a fairly quiet year, several cases of the virus are now being reported in the Shreveport-Bossier area. There's now 1 case in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier Parish. Officials say the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant waters. A man is locked up after leading police on a high-speed chase. Marco Glass has been arrested after he allegedly led police on a chase through our city and then attempted to carjack a couple of vehicles. It all began just before noon Tuesday when police tried to stop a speeding car downtown. That's when Glass allegedly sped off down I-49 before crashing on Kings Highway. After the crash, Glass then allegedly attempted to carjack a couple of vehicles in an attempt to flee. He was unsuccessful and arrested. Could the Metropolitan Planning Commission become a thing of the past? Matt Parker takes a closer look.
The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says that the council can legally set its own planning commission and thinks the city can do a better job and be more responsible than the MPC. A study on the feasibility of the new department will take 45 days. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Elected officials in Guam are reassuring constituents that the U.S. territory is safe following North Korea's claim that it is examining its plan for making an enveloping fire around the strategically important Pacific island. Governor Eddie Bazo Calvo said there is no threat to Guam or to the Mariana Islands to the north. LSU senior quarterback Danny Etling likes the progress the Tigers are making during preseason camp. Because of regular camp injuries, LSU started 3 freshmen along the offensive line for the first scrimmage Saturday. Etling says Sadiq Charles, Edward Ingram, and Austin DeCulis did well despite the lack of college football experience.
Obviously, there's mistakes going to happen when you're young and all that, but I thought they stepped in and did a really nice job on Saturday, and they're going to have the work cut out from this week again. Having to go up with the ones and all that stuff. So we're going to continue to keep working with them, and Coach Grimes has done an excellent job of getting them ready, and the older guys have done a good job of coaching them up as well.
The Tigers open the season September 2nd against BYU in Houston. Cloudy today, rain likely, the high temp close to about 83 degrees. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 736.
Happy birthday today, Cedric Glover. 52.
Halfway to 104. Tiger Woods goes to court today, and his lawyers say he will plead not guilty on DUI charges, and that he's in the process of meeting a variety of court requirements to have the whole thing dropped. So we'll see. Now, we had talked about this in the 6 o'clock hour. You know what I'm going to talk about.
And it makes me angry.
The ESPN top 50 black athletes of all time. Who's not on the list? Not in the top 50 is
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Which just blows my mind.
I can make the case rather easily. I would think that Tiger Woods should certainly be in the top 10, maybe the top 5. I can make the case Tiger Woods may be the greatest black athlete of all time.
Nah.
I mean, okay. Would you like me to make the case that Tiger Woods is the greatest black athlete of all time?
I want you to try.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has the second number, the highest number of major golf victories behind Jack Nicklaus. Okay. He has the second number of total career victories behind Sam Snead. He's won more money and made more money both inside and outside of golf 10 times over than any golfer in history. He was, because of his race, a social phenomenon in the late 90s and early 2000s when he was at the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
They have Michael Jordan as the top black athlete of all time. I can make the case, in fact, I just did, socially, that Tiger Woods had much more of an effect on America than Michael Jordan ever did, because he was such a groundbreaker, a pioneer, the first big star, the first African-American star, big one in golf. Not only big one, the biggest star in the history of golf is not on ESPN's top 50 list. How the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
1017 FM, 710 Keel traffic coming up right now. Here's Ruben on Keel.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Texas Avenue and Mansfield Road. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
.741, Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Anybody yelling at me from the post office yet?
Not yet.
Look, I'm not blaming the people at the counter. I'm not blaming. Look, the guy who delivers my mail is awesome.
They do good jobs.
He works his ass off. But the point is that the people in charge are government bureaucrats. And I likened it to health care. Okay, we had Moon Griffon, who had Bill Cassidy on yesterday. In about 10 or 15 seconds.
By the way, the Postal Service folks will tell you we are self-funded. We do get no government money.
Okay, but they're still raising prices to survive.
Yep.
Okay, what business model?
If they raise prices and you don't like it, don't use them. That's your option.
That's what people have been doing for the past 15 years.
And their answer to competition is to reduce service and increase prices. What business model says that's a good idea?
I know.
If Erin's lawn mowing service is the only lawn mowing service in Shreveport for 1,000,000 years, And all of a sudden, Matt's Lawn Service and Bob's Lawn Service come along. And they not only do a better job faster, but at a better price, or you get more for your money.
It's still cheaper to mail at the post office. I have done it. I have mailed to Hawaii.
I'm not arguing. Look,
they're
okay.
still the best, the cheapest in town.
You're right. Okay? But they are faced with competition, and their response to competition is to cut service and increase price.
I know. That sounds wackadoodle.
That's not a real strong business model.
That sounds wackadoodle. You're right.
And if you don't think that the same minds that come up with that in the halls of Washington, D.C., if you don't think the same people that think that's a good idea for the post office won't think that's a good idea for health care, you're kidding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They, in fact, will. So, what do you think about, what is that?
Traffic hotline.
Where's it coming from?
There's a phone in here somewhere, apparently. I don't know where.
Answer it. Traffic hotline.
Hello.
Well, the actual phone's not here.
Let
It's
me
just
get the Ruber. Where's the Ruber?
The base with the answer machine.
It's very strange.
Weird.
So, I saw a survey. In fact, it was all over the news yesterday. 72% of Americans, and I buy this, 70.
Ruben, shut up.
No, it's the answering machine.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. You know, I'll fix that at the break.
Yeah.
I'll just put it face down for right now.
There you go.
72% of Americans are kind of freaked out about this North Korea thing. What do you think? Are you?
I am definitely freaked out. I have my children have friends that are in Guam.
Okay.
And in the Philippines.
So what do you think? Because I'm watching all the mainstream media yesterday, see all the leftist-leaning media, and they are just busting on Trump for creating this situation. I'm going, hold on a second. This didn't start with Donald Trump. It's not like Donald Trump didn't. Going back, good Lord, 20, 30 years, we've just looked the other way as North Korea. Here's North Korea's sort of modus operandi. They do a little saber rattling. They threaten to blow people up. Mm-hmm. They threaten to start a war with the South or to use whatever is their latest weapon. Then the U.S. government pays them off to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
So they know if we have famine, which they always seem to have. The country is a nightmare. And yet we have been, to shut them up, to calm them down, to acquiesce to their threats of aggression, we've been paying them off for years. Maybe Donald Trump is saying, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to pay that little punk to shut up. Here's the deal. They're threatening now. Here's the thing you really need to worry about. That if North Korea has a nuclear bomb, which they do, then Iran has a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, they do.
No, wait a second. But that goes back to Obama. And the nuclear well, Iran won't have a nuclear bomb for 15 or 20 years. No, if North Korea, a close ally of Iran, has a bomb, you can bet your boots, so to speak,
yes,
that Iran has a bomb.
But for the president to say these words, you ready?
Go ahead.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Good for him. So where has
Robert, that's threatening a nuclear attack.
Where has what are they doing?
So it's good to do what an evil dictator does?
We have been kissing their ass.
It's good to do exactly what he says?
We have been acquiescing. We have been paying them off. We have been looking the other way for the last 20 or so years, while they've developed these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
What would your response to them be?
My response would not be this public like this. My response would be diplomatically.
Maybe they've already done that for the last 6 months.
But does this do any good except scare your American
Maybe it'll scare
citizens?
North Korea.
No, you need to scare them in the way
that...
Don't go out and scare Americans.
So you think the 72% of Americans who are concerned over the North Korean situation are concerned because of what Trump said, not the actions of North Korea over the last 180 days?
Do you really think the United States is going to drop a nuclear bomb? Do you really think we might do that?
Do I think we might drop a tactical nuclear weapon if North Korea strikes first against South Korea and kills Americans? Yes, I actually do.
You think we would drop a nuclear weapon on North Korea?
Yes, we might.
No, we would not. We would not do that. So don't threaten it. If you won't do it, it's just like your kids at Walmart. If you're not going to carry out the threat, do not make it. You're threatening a nuclear attack with this statement.
Well, actually, he said fire and fury. That's not necessarily...
No. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Where has sucking up to them gotten us?
I understand
it's gotten
that,
us where
but
we
do
are.
not threaten something you know you're not going to do.
Maybe he will.
I pray he does not.
At least then the problem would go away, wouldn't it?
No, it'll just infuriate others like Iran and others like them.
Wait a second. So here's your logic. So if we leveled North Korea and made good on the threat, if we leveled North Korea and eliminated the threat of that communist dictatorship forevermore, your theory is that would embolden our enemies?
Other dictatorships would come after us as well. That would anger them even more.
And not make them think, oh.
Do you really think we should level a country? Are you really advocating for that?
Do you think a show of strength is going to embolden our enemies? I think to the contrary.
Oh, my God.
748, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, traffic and weather coming up next.
Busy day. You'll be smarter for it. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEELnews.com. KEELnews.com.
We have reports of a major accident at the exit to Kings Highway from I-49 north. And we're looking at some major backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up to Old Minden Road right now. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Right now, 74 degrees, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. It is 750. Your money now. 74 degrees, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. It is 750. Your money now.
I'm Raza Kay with your money.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Let me see. Today's the, 9th, right? 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert and Erin, 754. I just saw the guy who's like, thinks he's going to be a millionaire selling eclipse glasses. No, he might be, in fact. It's August 21st, and we in Shreveport, what is it, 72 or 78% of the sun will be blocked out?
78,
I think
believe.
It's 78.2, not 72.8. So, Dr. Science. Science? Explain to me what happens during a solar eclipse.
The moon gets in the way of the sun, and you can't see the sun?
That's basically it, yes.
Is that it?
It's the moon passing between the earth and the sun.
So why can't you look at it?
So explain, because you're still looking at the sun.
Well, you won't be able to see the sun.
Yeah, well, all those ultraviolet or whatever rays that damage your eyes and keep you from looking at the brightness of the sun keeps you from looking at the sun. But there's other damaging rays that even if you look at the sun will mess your eyes up.
Okay.
Which is why.
So how does cutting the hole in the box and making that little box trigger thing, how does that work?
Nobody does that anymore.
They don't?
No, that is dated technology. You may as well get a hardline phone, kid.
So how do you look at it?
You get the special glasses to make this guy a millionaire.
Oh, okay.
I mean, back when I was a kid, the one that was really, really, really huge when I was a kid was like 5th or 6th grade. And that was when you did the little hole in the cardboard and did it over your shoulder, because if you look at the sun for too long, you'll go blind.
Right.
In 6th grade, that's not the greatest threat of blindness, but I digress.
Hey.
So the point being, you built this little thing where the sun, the shadow was on the other. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then there was the smoky glass thing, where you had to get smoked glass and you could look through it that way,
right,
which was basically big sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
But this, evidently, there's lots of glasses, special glasses you can buy,
yeah,
that will, whatever rays it is that could damage your sight, are rendered harmless.
Wow.
So do you plan to look at it? Are you going to get the special glasses? Are you going to make this guy rich? Or will you go home, you're going to take a nap, and you're not going to pay any attention?
No, is it actually tonight?
No, it's August 21st.
Okay, August 21st.
Okay, first of all, you can't have a solar eclipse at night.
Oh, you can't?
Okay, we'll go
Why
to break.
can't you have one at night?
7:57, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Sean Hannity.
And nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
In light of North Korea, there is some good news as it relates to the war on terror. You know, nearly a third of territory reclaimed from ISIS since 2014 has been won in just the past 6 months. Why? Because of new policies of the Trump White House. Of all places, the Washington Post, even they reported, which was interesting, Brett McGurk, the State Department's senior envoy to the anti-Islamic State coalition, said the steps the president is taking, including delegating decision-making authority down from the White House to commanders in the field, have dramatically accelerated gains against the militants. ISIS has been driven out of 45% of Raqqa, and U.S. coalition airstrikes have been instrumental in the ground successes. Just another campaign promise fulfilled by President Trump. By the way, don't expect the Destroy Trump media to ever report on this.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be, well, like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is different. It doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them. With its powerful technology, ZipRecruiter distributes your job everywhere it needs to be to find the right candidates. In fact, over 80% of jobs on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just one day. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
Used by businesses of all sizes, ZipRecruiter offers the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free for your free trial. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Uri Drive between East Bergkun's Industrial Loop and East Flournoy Lucas Road. And we're still looking at that heavy backed-up traffic on I-49 North near Kings Highway due to a major accident. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Here's your KeelAccuWeather.com forecast. Kind of cloudy and a chance of rain again today, only into the low to middle 80s. Right now, 74. It's 1017 FM, 710 Keel, 8 o'clock. Here is Fox News.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning, 3 past 8. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, local news, but moments away.
Water troubles for one town. Most of the repairs are made. We'll tell you the latest. Dozens of scouts show up to honor one of their own. And more West Nile problems locally.
So the video on the KEEL website, keelnews.com, of some unknown person relieving themselves on the courthouse lawn is quite the topic this morning. We will review, we will discuss. Please don't look in the meantime because it's really gross.
Yes.
And the MPC controversy.
Yep. Theron Jackson, who's chairman of the Metropolitan Planning Commission Board, he will join us
for now.
Yeah, in just a few minutes because the city wants to disband and pull away.
Plus, Fletcher's got sports, traffic, and weather, and it's all coming up this hour right here on KEEL.
KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Could the MPC become a thing of the past? The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says the council can legally set its own planning commission and thinks the city can do a better job and be more responsible. A study on the feasibility of the new department will take about 45 days. A water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. Matt Parker with that.
The town of Blanchard was without water most of the day Tuesday due to a broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from a Caddo Lake treatment plant. Crews were able to restore service later in the evening. However, the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipe during repairs. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. Mayor Jim Galambos has put in for a grant to run another water line to the town to prevent any more situations like this one. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Dozens of Boy Scouts showed up to honor one of their own. 11-year-old Thomas Larry was one of 3 scouts who died in a tragic accident on Lake of the Pines. Thomas's parents decided to donate his organs to help save other lives. A flag was flown at the hospital while Larry's organs were harvested. Scouts gathered to pray and recite the Boy Scout pledge to remember their brother scout. The flag was then lowered and presented to Larry's family. His uncle, Father Braun, telling KTBS,
"These boys were all known for their characteristic friendliness, their cheerfulness, and they would want us to keep a smile on our faces."
Doctors say Larry's heart, liver, and kidneys are just some of the organs that will be donated. More cases of West Nile popping up locally. After a fairly quiet year, several cases of the virus are now being reported in our area. There's 1 case of West Nile being reported in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier. Officials say the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant waters. A man is locked up after leading police on a high-speed chase through Shreveport. Marco Glass apparently attempted to carjack 2 vehicles. It happened just before noon Tuesday when police spotted a car speeding through downtown. When they tried to pull that car over, Glass allegedly led them on a chase on I-49 before crashing on Kings Highway. The controversy over how pumps operated in the city of New Orleans during the weekend flooding is not over. The city council called a meeting just before Sewer and Water Board Director Cedric Grant announced his retirement, saying he'd learned his staff had not been honest about the event. The board superintendent, Joe Becker, said the system is not designed to handle that much rain in a short period of time.
The challenge that you're asking me is to be able to drain 9.43 inches of rain in a 3-hour period without having any flooding. Then I need a massive expansion of the drainage system. I need like 400 and 500 more pumps.
New Zealand's Prime Minister Bill English says President Donald Trump's comments about North Korea are not helpful and more likely to escalate the situation than to settle it. Trump has vowed to answer North Korea with fire and fury if North Korea continues to threaten the U.S. LSU senior quarterback Danny Etling likes the progress the Tigers are making during preseason camp. The Bayou Bengals are in training camp mode for the rest of this week and next. Then the school starts on Monday, August 21st. Etling says the goal is to get better every day.
From Saturday to yesterday, there's a huge improvement I saw in what we were trying to do, and then from last practice to this morning, I saw an improvement. So what we have to do these next 9 days is to continue to improve every single day and make sure that we have a sense of urgency before we start school, so that we can keep working on ourselves before we start the game plans.
A California woman who sued her plastic surgeon after photos of her breasts surfaced on the internet has been awarded $18,000. The woman wanted $300,000, contending that a Fresno surgeon was negligent in letting the photos get out. Cloudy today, could see another shower popping up, high about 84. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Nine past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Don't forget the KEEL app from Office Furniture Source. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
We have reports of a major accident at the exit to Kings Highway from I-49 north. And we're looking at some major backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up to Old Minden Road right now. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Twelve past 8 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Standing by, a little chat with Mr. Theron Jackson. He is the Metropolitan Planning Commission Board Chairman. Hey, Mr. Theron, how are you this morning?
I'm well this morning, and you?
So kind of bring us up to date on all of this move that's afoot to disband the MPC. Is this happening all at once, or has this been going on sort of behind the scenes for some time?
Well, Robert, I have to say that I learned about it probably as you learned about it through the media, and so I can't say how long it may have been afoot. I've learned of some different things going on around the budget as they happen, and then as things kind of happen in the media. One of the unfortunate things, I think, is that there is a lack of communication when, as the chairman, I find out things just in the media as well. So it'd be hard for me to say what's the motivation behind it. I'm left to make some assumptions, as I think much either of the public or people like yourself may be as well.
So what assumptions? Yeah, what's behind this?
I think it's a form of carrot and stick governance, where it depends on who's swinging the stick, whether or not you get the carrot. And
pardon me once again. Who's swinging the stick? Then back to the assumptions.
Well, obviously that's an analogy, but what I mean to say is that it appears to me that there are issues that when I finally find out about them, that they're relatively personal issues about who will do what, when there's clearly the responsibility of the board to make certain decisions. However, creating zoning law is not one of those. And so the ultimate arbiter of what happens in zoning as it relates to policy in the city of Shreveport is with the city council. Where the controversy, it appears to me, seems to be, has to do with personnel and not policy. And when that happens, and that's why I said I thought there should be some communication if there are issues with reference to either policy or personnel, that we should be informed of whether or not there are some issues, whether the council has issues or the public has issues with personnel. That's certainly something that we have a responsibility, I think, to look after. But when it comes to policy, ultimately, the ultimate arbiter of zoning policy in the city is the city of Shreveport, with reference to the city council, I should say. So I'm not sure where the controversy comes with saying we're going to dismantle the MPC. It really is not dismantling the MPC, but cut away from the current situation and establish something different when the responsibility won't change. It's still ultimately the final arbiter of zoning law and regulation in the city is the city council.
So you don't see, I was going to say the fact that you hadn't heard anything about this might lead me to believe that there was a certain severity to these threats or a certain legitimacy to these threats. But now what you're saying is that you don't think they're legitimate, or you think this is just sort of a hey, we want you guys to change a little bit idea.
Nobody said, hey, we want to change at all. I think it would be as simple as, just as you just said it, that if the council or individuals had called, had just even stopped by the MPC meeting or stop by, talk to MPC members and said, hey, we'd like to see a change. Instead, we found out about the change they desired through some forms of resolution, council legislation to change the MPC. It was change the budget. And so we take the carrot away to show you that we're not happy. I have a meeting. I had one meeting with the the chairman of the city council, to ask what the issues were, and I thought we talked really plainly about them to see if we could make sure that the budget was restored. After our meeting, I thought we saw, and I think we did see eye to eye. The budget never was never altered as a result of that conversation. And then the next ploy became to, again, now let's look at consciously uncoupling ourselves with the MPC from the city council's perspective, I guess. And so what I saw yesterday, I think, was a move to do that. I had my second conversation ever with the chairman of the city council very late on Monday night, once this move was already afoot. And I thought it to be somewhat, worst case scenario, irresponsible, but best case scenario, late to have that kind of conversation with me from the chairman's perspective.
You've been on the city council. You're prominent in the community. Can the city do a better job than the MPC? The MPC comes under fire for not being friendly, for making it hard on business. You obviously hear those complaints, correct?
No, ma'am.
Really?
Not at all. This is the interesting part about it. I shared with the council chairman that I'm probably, certainly, I wouldn't call myself among the smartest of those who serve and perhaps not even those who have ever served. But I do have a unique experience that I'm the only person I'm aware of who's been the chairman of the city council and the MPC. So my perspective is unique, if nothing else. And so I said to him, I don't receive phone calls from the public. I think everybody at the MPC office, our numbers are public, and I haven't received any calls from either a business person nor a citizen about things that were not on our agenda, and particularly as it relates to the process. It doesn't mean that knowing that the process may be difficult is not one I'm conscious of, because the very nature of zoning, application, regulation are all tedious. And who wants to do that? Nobody does. And the inherent red tape connected with government is something I think we should always be trying to reduce on a regular basis where it makes sense. But it's put in place for a reason, and that's because where some person's right to do something ends, where another person's right to not have that done begins. And we have to respect that. But the very nature of zoning is contentious. And so at every meeting we have, there's always somebody versus somebody else. And with every controversial decision, there is perceived a winner and a perceived loser.
But your office being closed at lunch has drawn a lot of criticism. You heard that.
Listen. The office being closed for lunchtime has come. I've been on the NPC for maybe a year now, and the office being closed for lunch has become an issue that has been raised both internally by board members and externally, I assume, by people in the public over the course of the last 3 months of my being on that MPC. And so I've had a conversation with officers of the board of MPC to just unilaterally make a decision to change the way we do it. And I said to the city council chairman 2 days ago that I will send you a letter within the next week to 10 days saying as much.
Mr. Theron,
I don't think that's difficult to do if you have a conversation and have communication. Or you could try to exploit it and make it seem like the biggest controversial issue, since the Civil War. But at the end of the day, if people are communicating, intergovernmental communication, then things don't have to get to where the citizens are confused about whether or not there's really something bad going on, something malicious going on, when we could communicate and handle some things unilaterally.
Mr. Theron, I'm certainly not the first to point this out. What do you think? Do you think that this, at the end of the day, is really just a power grab?
Absolutely, without question. But the problem is, a power grab at what? We really have to step back and look at what power. Because
pardon me just a second. Finish the question in a second. Not only at what, but why?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able, unless I was the person doing the grabbing, I couldn't answer that, legitimately. But I can tell you that when you think about a power grab, you think about what power, because at the end of the day, the final power, don't forget, MPC is really about zoning and zoning regulation and making sure we, in fact, are just those who are the stewards of the zoning rules and laws. But we don't make those. The power to make the law, the power to make sure that businesses are not over-regulated with reference to zoning and the processes for application, fall in the hands of the city council. The MPC simply are volunteers. See, they get checks, the commission, the council, to go and sit there. There's an opportunity cost for volunteers who are citizens like us who go and serve for absolutely free just on behalf of the citizens. And so at the end of the day, the power already rests in the city council where they are the final arbiters. When you get elected to city council, you ought to expect to be overwhelmed with citizens' calls, whether it's about zoning, anything else, streets and drainage, because you're the first line of defense. And that's why you run to represent the citizens.
Sounds like the train has left the station and this is going to happen. What's your message today to the MPC employees?
When you say this is going to happen, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Because I think what the train that's left the station was one to go to the city attorney to see whether or not what they were even asking was legal, which kind of seems like the caboose is outgone already, and the engine is still in the station. Because if you're asking whether or not this is legal, but it's the second proposition that you put out there, the first one was just to uncouple, and then you come back with a resolution to see, now, is it okay to do what we did? Maybe you're being led by emotion rather than intellect the first time, and it may be a sign that this thing is something afoot that has nothing to do with process or policy, and it must be personal.
Theron Jackson, the Metropolitan Planning Commission Board Chairman, thank you for your time. I'm sure we'll be in touch again.
Thank you.
22 past 8, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Sports just ahead. Right now, Ruben has traffic.
We have reports of a major accident at the exit to Kings Highway from I-49 north. And we're looking at some major backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up to Old Minden Road right now. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Good morning, 24 past 8. Sports on KEEL.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson, Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Good morning, 27 past 8 o'clock, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Yes, ma'am.
The big question with the MPC is
Yes,
a lot of confusion.
Walk me through this.
Okay.
So just for my peace of mind, so to speak, the Shreveport City Council yesterday voted 5-1. Who voted against?
Stephanie Lynch voted against.
Who was absent?
Oliver Jenkins was absent.
Okay, so 5 votes in favor of this move led by
Council Chairman James Flurry.
5 city council votes to do what with the MPC?
Essentially, it would let the city attorney explore withholding the city's money, the $1 million the city gives to the MPC, and setting up an internal planning division.
Okay, so just in a nutshell, the city of Shreveport gives how much money to the MPC?
$1 million.
And they want this vote votes to explore the legal possibilities of cutting ties with the MPC and, in fact, the city of Shreveport setting up its own planning commission.
Within in-house.
So I had said, so basically what they want to do is disband the MPC. You said
no, because the MPC also it's the Caddo Shreveport MPC. So it also does work for the Caddo Parish Commission. But there's also comments that the Caddo Commission might do the same. They might join with a joint venture with Shreveport to do planning in-house and share, facilities, etc. Therefore, the MPC would go away. Because Caddo Parish, I believe, spends $300,000 on the MPC. They could not stay in existence in their current form with the Caddo money only.
Is the purpose of the MPC, or was it originally so that Caddo and the parish of Caddo and the city of Shreveport would have a body, to have one body to do metropolitan planning as opposed to two which would clash?
Yes, you want universal rules in your parish so that if you have billboard rules, for example, that they're not different in Shreveport, and as soon as you hit the city limits, they're different out in the parish.
And so what, in effect, if Shreveport cuts ties with the MPC as it now exists, it would be setting up a second body, which could, in fact, be at odds with the current MPC.
Right. But I would think that the city's internal planning division would adopt much of, because we just went through a massive over revamp of our Unified Development Code, UDC. I would assume, and the city council passed it, so I would assume you would take that and use that as your formal, here's how we're going to map things out. But you don't have to. You could change. Many cities don't have planning commissions anymore. They've done it in-house. They have planning departments, and, it's done that way in many cities. Bossier has a planning commission, so I don't know.
The final question to Theron Jackson was, by me, is this a power grab? He said, yes. I said, who's doing the grabbing and why? He said, I know who's doing the grabbing. I don't know why. 29 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Just received reports of a minor accident on I-20 westbound near Linwood Avenue. And we're looking at some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Hi, my name is Erin.
News now.
A water main burst leads to an outage and a boil advisory. The town of Blanchard was without water most of the day Tuesday due to the broken water main. The entire town is fed water by one line from the Caddo Lake treatment plant. Crews were able to restore service later in the evening. However, the water was discolored by some dirt that got into the pipelines during repairs. The town is under a boil advisory until further notice. More cases of West Nile virus popping up locally. Matt Parker with that.
After a fairly quiet year, several cases of West Nile virus are now being reported in the local area. There's one case of West Nile being reported in Caddo Parish and 3 in Bossier Parish. Officials say that the mosquito population increases dramatically during the hot and humid months, especially in areas with stagnant water. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Dozens of Boy Scouts showed up to honor one of their own. 11-year-old Thomas Larry was one of 3 scouts who died in a tragic sailboat accident on Lake of the Pines. Thomas's parents decided to donate his organs to help save other lives. A flag was flown at the hospital while Larry's organs were harvested. Scouts gathered to pray and recite the Boy Scout pledge to remember their brother scout. The flag was then lowered and presented to Larry's family. His uncle, Father Braun, telling KTBS,
Know that life is absolutely worth living, and a life of faith pales in comparison to everything.
Doctors say Larry's heart, liver, and kidneys are just some of the organs that will be donated to help others. A man behind bars after leading police on a chase. Marco Glass arrested after he allegedly led police on a high-speed chase throughout Shreveport and then tried to carjack a couple of vehicles. Just before noon Tuesday, police spotted a car speeding downtown. When they tried to pull that car over, Glass allegedly led them on a chase on I-49 before crashing his vehicle on Kings Highway. After the crash, Glass then allegedly tried to carjack a couple of vehicles in an attempt to flee, but he was caught. Could the MPC become a thing of the past? The Shreveport City Council has voted 5-1 to explore withdrawing from the Metropolitan Planning Commission. Council Chairman James Fleury says the council can legally set its own planning commission and thinks the city can do a better job and be more responsible than the MPC. Currently, the city spends about $1 million a year on the planning commission. The controversy over how the pumps operated in the city of New Orleans during the weekend flooding event is not over. At issue, the initial response from the Water Board, which indicated all of the pumps had worked exactly as designed. When City Councilman Jason Williams asked Becker, the Water Department, about the statement, Becker said all of the pump stations were working at their maximum capacity. Rogers called that a fabrication and asked Becker to clarify.
I didn't hear what he said. Say that again.
All of the pump stations were working to the capacity that they had available to them. All right.
Police say a driver in a dark BMW is on the run after ramming his car into a large group of soldiers in what appeared to be a calculated ambush in a Paris suburb. 2 police officials say authorities are checking video surveillance of the area near the city hall to identify the vehicle and hunt the driver responsible for the attack. A new restaurant is about to open in New York City, and the only thing on the menu? Cheetos. You'll find things like Cheeto fried pickles, Cheetos meatballs, and even Cheetos cheesecake. Cloudy, rain is likely today with a high temp close to 84. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Good morning. It's 8:37. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
I would like to welcome Steve Spurrier to town. Welcome to town. He's here for the Independence Bowl luncheon.
You think he's flying in like NetJets or Marquee a little bit later? You think he's here?
He might be here.
Yeah. Think he's going to demand a limo without leather seats like Paul McCartney?
No, he's not. The Independence Bowl is a big deal in our community. I'm excited. And to get Steve Spurrier, that's a big coach, man. Is he working right now?
I beg your pardon?
Is he working right now?
Isn't he on ESPN doing something?
I mean, you mean by working, is he coaching ball to use his lexicon?
Will he ever go coach ball again, you think?
He's not a young man, so I would venture not.
He's going to be funny. That's going to be a fun event. Looking forward to that.
And it's today.
Shreveport Convention Center.
Top 50 black athletes of all time, according to the Undefeated, which is part of ESPN.
This is pretty dumb.
Well,
worst list ever.
I'll go with that.
If I were a black man, or a black woman for that matter, if I was black and looking at, a list of heroes in my community in the sports universe, I would be disappointed with that list.
Number 1, Michael Jordan. But ESPN, pardon me, Michael Jordan, they worship at the altar of Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
At least that sort of makes sense.
I assume, since it's the Undefeated, which is sort of the African-American wing of ESPN, I would assume that, and ESPN being a oftentimes radically left organization, I would assume they took into consideration not only the athletic prowess of those on the list,
sure,
but also the social impact. If that's the case, how is Muhammad Ali number 3 and Michael Jordan number 1?
Ooh.
Michael Jordan, an awesome basketball player, but a man who literally went out of the way, and I don't mean this as criticism. To the contrary, his famous line, Republicans buy shoes too. The point I'm making is that Michael Jordan went out of his way to avoid social impact, whereas Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, they were thrust into that social impact spotlight.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan, number 1, Jackie Robinson, number 2.
Okay, go with that.
Ali, number 3.
Okay.
Willie Mays, number 4. Jesse Owens, number 5. Serena Williams, number 6. Hank Aaron, number 7. I get all of those so far. Number 8, Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. Greatest black athletes of all time. Number 8, Simone Biles. Number 9, Gabby Douglas. Number 10, Jerry Rice.
Wait a minute. Y'all are making those man noises. Simone Biles and Gabby Douglas.
Well,
you're not real familiar with that world, but they have brought so many more African Americans to gymnastics, much like Tiger did for golf.
Now you're jumping ahead to my next point,
which is amazing.
Where's
Tiger on the list?
Who is conspicuously absent not only from the top 10, but from the top 50 greatest black athletes of all time?
He's not in the top 50?
Not on.
Did they disqualify him for some reason?
For what? For being a wiener? I don't know.
For his wife bashing his windshield out? I don't know.
Look. I mean, there's a lot of guys on here who have had run-ins with the media and who have not always been, even in their day and age, politically correct.
If you stack golfers up by who's won the most championships, does he fall in that top 5?
Tiger Woods is easily one of the top 2 golfers of all time. You can make the case he's the greatest.
If you stack up golfers by how much money they've made,
Tiger Woods is number 1.
No doubt.
I can make the case that if you're going to make Ali number 1 and maybe Jackie Robinson number 2 because he was the first African American in baseball, that Tiger Woods should be an easy number 3, not only for being in the minds of some of the greatest golfer ever, but for his social impact in his early years.
Bringing African Americans to the world of golf.
Not in the top 50. 841, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, the latest traffic. Ruben looks ready.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Kings Highway near Line Avenue, and we have some traffic delays on Shed Road near Benton Road in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today and tomorrow will bring more clouds than sun, along with a shower or thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 84 today, 87 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
So who's going to win this bet? I think I am.
You might win the bet, but I proved my point. No doubt.
Wait. If we had a bet on how many people were going to look at a certain video and fewer people than you said are going to look at that video, you don't prove your point. If you say 1,000 people are going to look at video, but don't tell them what it is yet.
I'm not. It's just picking up steam.
If you say, don't say steam. If you think 1,000 people are going to look at video X, and 1,000 people don't, because I say they're better people than that.
Well, I just dropped it on them this morning.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. So virtually, okay, here's the deal. I walk in this morning at about 2 minutes to 6, and I see Erin on Matt's side of the gopher-shaped broadcast table. Anytime Erin's on Matt's side of the table,
there's a line I'm not allowed to cross.
It's usually because there's a problem, something's broken. In fact, the first words out of my mouth were, "What's broken?" Erin responds, "Oh no, nothing. This is greatness." Tell everybody the video you got and why I don't think it's greatness at all.
I got a video sent to me last night by, I'm just going to say, somebody in the know. It's of a woman, it looks to be a woman, dropping trowel and going to the bathroom behind a tree at the Caddo Courthouse.
So you got a video from someone in public service. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I guess kind of peripherally, yeah.
A video they did not take but was shared with them.
Right.
Of someone urinating or defecating on the Caddo Courthouse lawn.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, was this close to the courthouse building itself?
You don't see the building, so I don't know.
So probably, well, it's not that far. It's not more than 15 or 20 yards anyway.
And there's only a few of those big trees, and they're pretty darn close.
And so you posted the video.
Yeah.
What on earth was your motivation because I said to you, why would you think that anybody would want to look at that? And you said, because they will. I said, no. People, no.
I don't want to
see videos like that.
People are sharing it. It's going crazy. It's going to be shared all over by the end of the day. It's a lady going to the bathroom at the courthouse, for crying out loud.
Why would anybody want to watch that?
Not at the courthouse. On the courthouse lawn.
Yeah.
But why would you
Because we've had this big debate in our town. The sheriff and others want to put a fence around the courthouse because of the problem with homeless people falling asleep on the lawn, leaving trash, going to the bathroom. And there's folks that are saying, no, we don't fence our courthouse off. Our courthouse should be open.
First of all, the cost of putting a fence around the courthouse.
Oh, if you put a chain link fence, it's not that big a deal.
But how ugly would that be?
Yeah, that'd be pretty ugly.
Why don't you just put razor wire on the top?
No, you're not going to do that.
Why not? You're going to fence it off. You don't want people in. Look,
people have griped about it,
Why?
saying that like it's going to cost too much to put a fence.
Well, if you put a decorative fence, if you put a fence around the courthouse lawn, a fence decoratively speaking, that the courthouse deserves, you're going to spend a couple $1 million.
It's going to be costly. You're absolutely
So
right.
if the purpose is to keep people off the lawn, then you've got to prison it in. You literally have to put an 8 or 10 foot high fence, and why not put razor wire?
No, they're not going to put razor wire, you ultramaroon.
So here's my next question. Why not just save everybody a lot of time and trouble and put a portalette at the corner of the lawn somewhere?
Oh, and would you like a portalette right out in front of Town Square Media, our place of employment?
When your other option is people defecating or urinating on my lawn? Yes, I might.
No, why don't we stop them from urinating or defecating?
By putting up a fence that's going to...
I don't know. I don't know if the fence is the idea or not, but you can't have people pooping on the courthouse lawn.
And I'm saying the most efficient, the fastest, and least expensive way to stop that is to put a portalette or a public bathroom on the lawn.
No, because that's people's place of employment. That's where I go to do tax stuff. That's where I go to do land stuff, court stuff. I don't want to walk past a Porta-John every day.
And just, just for me personally, if I was going to the courthouse and it was, going to court for something that could, have a huge impact on my life, if the first thing I see when I get out of my car and walk out is a homeless guy stumbling out of a portalet that's got toilet paper all around it and stuff.
As opposed to being on the lawn?
I'd rather, put up the fence.
So you would rather have a chain link hurricane fence 10 feet high?
No, you get one of those, fancy fences that are...
We don't have the money.
We'll find it.
Don't.
Caddo Parish is rolling in money. Don't let that fool you. Caddo Parish is rolling in money.
Okay, so the next, how high do you have to make the fence?
I don't know.
Oh,
no, they're not coming in the fence. There's lots of deputies in that fence. They come over, they're arrested.
That's my point.
Once there's a fence,
well, wait a
they're
second.
not going to climb the fence.
This probably happened off hours.
Probably.
Okay, so are you going to put up a fence and have guards around? No.
No, but there's deputies inside that building 24/7.
Evidently,
and there's cameras.
Evidently,
this is not illegal.
It's
not illegal to walk on the grounds behind a tree.
Evidently, then, if they put a fence up, it's still not illegal.
But they're not going to come over the fence because then they get arrested.
Not if it's 10 foot high and has razor wire.
Oh.
849, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Quick look at traffic. Ruben's here.
Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we're still looking at some traffic delays on Shed Road near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm and a high of 84. Still a spotty shower or thunderstorm for tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer. I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
I'm Rossa Kay.
Eight before 9 o'clock. Sports time on Keel. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Steve Spurrier, who coached his last bowl game at Independence Stadium, returns to the 318 today as a special guest of the Independence Bowl for the kickoff luncheon at the Shreveport Convention Center at 11:30 this morning. Steve Spurrier back in Shreveport. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman ripped a bases-loaded triple in the second inning last night to pull the Astros even with the White Sox at 3 runs apiece in the second inning, only to see the Pale Hose come right back and rip 5 runs in their next 2 at-bats and eventually settle for an 8-5 win over the Astros that dropped Houston to just 30 games over 500. The Mets hit 3 homers in the first 2 innings to grab a 4-0 lead at home against Texas and held on for a 5-4 win. The Rangers also clubbed 3 homers with Robinson Chirinos, Joey Gallo, and Adrian Beltre dialing long distance. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
$8:55, Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Okay, so there's a saying, there's a phrase they use down in sales that and in fact, it's sort of corporate speak, and I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way, that we don't have problems, we have opportunities.
Right.
We don't have problems, we have opportunities.
Opportunities
so
knocking.
Right now, we don't have a problem with homeless people on the Caddo Courthouse lawn. We have an opportunity with homeless people.
Okay, whatever.
We don't have a problem with North Korea. We have an opportunity with North Korea. We don't have healthcare problems in this country.
We have health opportunities.
We have healthcare opportunities.
Oh, of course we do.
So I guess the consensus via the Shreveport Security Systems text line at 318-392-1884 is put up a fence about... See, 6 feet's not going to do it. You've got to keep it, you have to make it so high as that it is unclimbable. So we're talking at least 10 to 12 feet.
No, they're not going to climb it because it's a police area. They'll know it's now posted. You cannot go in there. You'll be kicked out. Right now, you're not kicked off the lawn because you can be on the lawn.
If it's 1 or 2 in the morning and you are used to sleeping and or urinating or defecating on the lawn, and that is what you think to be your territory because it's been your territory for the last X number of years.
No, you'll be run off now.
And the only, by whom? There's nobody there
There's
now.
There's deputies there all the time. You can't run them off the lawn now because it's not illegal to be there.
If you put up a fence, it's not illegal. It's just a fence.
It will be. You'll put it off limits.
So now you're going to make a law that says no sleeping on the lawn.
Exactly.
Then why do you need a fence?
I don't know.
If you're going to pass a law that makes sleeping on the courthouse lawn and or urinating or defecating on the courthouse lawn and there's deputies there,
you make it more difficult for them to get on the lawn.
Why do you need to spend $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000?
It makes it more difficult for them to come over.
8:57, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Back tomorrow morning, 6 till 9. Here's Kim Commando.